Dream to Immigrate. The Dream to Immigrate show, immigration doesn't go as planned for everyone. Some face challenges and difficulties. Others may find success and opportunities in their new journey. It is essential to acknowledge immigrants' diverse experiences when starting a new life in a different place. In the ORDH show Dream to Immigrate, you will experience the highs and lows of the immigration process through the eyes of different characters. This immersive production, Dream to Immigrate show, illuminates the complexities and emotions of seeking a better life in a foreign land. Traveling by plane, foot, and water is sometimes hazardous. The Dream to Immigrate showcases the resilience and determination of individuals willing to risk it all for a better future. Through powerful storytelling, this show highlights the sacrifices and hopes that drive people to pursue their dreams in a new country. It also highlights the resilience and strength of individuals who are determined to build a better future for themselves and their families. Despite obstacles such as illegal travelers, language barriers, discrimination, or economic barriers, many immigrants can overcome them and thrive in their new communities. The show Dream to Immigrate aims to promote empathy and compassion toward immigrants and their journeys by showcasing these inspiring narratives. What is your story? What were your challenges? How do you consider your dream of immigrating a success or a failure? The Dream to Immigrate show will help you tell your story to the world.
Heart care tips. You might not give it much thought throughout the day, but your heart is working around the clock for you. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body because it pumps blood and oxygen to all of your organs. When your heart doesn't get the care it needs, serious problems can develop in the lining of the arteries, which then lead to plaque formation. Plaque is what leads to heart attacks and blockage of blood flow in the arteries. Understand the conditions that affect your heart and the habits that can help prevent or manage them. Taking action will help you keep your ticker in top shape. Heart disease. Cholesterol. What is cholesterol? You may think all cholesterol is bad, but your body needs some to work right. Cholesterol is a waxy substance that your body makes and you also get from food. It allows your body to make vitamin D and certain hormones, including estrogen in women and testosterone in men, and helps with digestion. Why should I care about cholesterol? There are two types of cholesterol you may have heard about: high-density lipoprotein or HDL, often called good cholesterol, and low-density lipoprotein or LDL, often called bad cholesterol. Bad cholesterol can contribute to artery clogging plaque. Good cholesterol, on the other hand, helps remove plaque. In the end, it helps protect you from getting heart disease. Having too much of the bad, or not enough of the good, can lead to heart disease. How do I know if I have high cholesterol? There are usually no symptoms of high cholesterol. That's why it's best to get your cholesterol levels checked through a blood test or home kits. You may need to go without eating, drinking, or taking medication, anywhere from 9 to 12 hours before your test. Talk to your doctor about how to best prep for a home test. That blood test will give you several numbers, including your total cholesterol, your levels of good and bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, which is a type of fat. How often should I have my cholesterol levels checked? If you are over the age of 20 and don't have heart disease, you should have your levels checked every 4 to 6 years. You may need to get your cholesterol checked more often if you're at risk for heart disease. Have high cholesterol, or have been on medications that treat high cholesterol. How can I lower my cholesterol levels? Medications and lifestyle changes can help you get high cholesterol under control. Even if you don't have high cholesterol, you can still make changes to your daily habits to lower your risk of heart disease. Here are steps you can take. Eat healthy. Your meals should be mostly fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, poultry, fish, and nuts while limiting red meat and sugary foods and drinks. Bonus: eating a heart-healthy diet can help you lose weight, which may help lower your cholesterol. Move more. Aim for 30 minutes of heart-pumping activity most days of the week. Think brisk walking, bicycling, and swimming. Quit smoking. No matter how long you've been a smoker, you will still benefit from quitting. Avoid secondhand smoke. Even if you don't smoke, being around it can raise your risk of heart disease. High blood pressure. What is high blood pressure? When you have high blood pressure, also called hypertension, the force of blood against the walls of your arteries is high. Without treatment, high blood pressure can damage your arteries, heart, kidneys, and other organs. It can lead to heart attacks, strokes, and kidney failure. It can also cause vision and memory loss, erectile dysfunction, fluid in the lungs, chest pain, circulatory problems, and several other conditions. What are the symptoms of high blood pressure? You might have heard that high blood pressure is called a silent killer. That's because there may be no symptoms. How do I know if I have high blood pressure? A blood pressure test is the only way to know if your blood pressure is too high. During the test, a cuff is placed around your upper arm to measure the pressure of blood flowing through the arteries. While it's almost impossible to tell if you have high blood pressure without a test, there is something called hypertensive crisis, where your blood pressure is so high that you need emergency care. In this case, you would have symptoms. If you have high blood pressure along with severe headaches or back pain, chest discomfort, nausea or vomiting, feeling nervous or anxious, visual problems, or seizure, call 911. What do the numbers from a blood pressure test mean? There are two numbers in blood pressure readings. If one or both are too high, you could have high blood pressure. Systolic pressure is the top number. It tells you the pressure of blood flow on your arteries' walls when your heart is beating and pushing blood to your body. It's the higher of the two numbers. Diastolic pressure is the bottom number. It tells you the pressure on your arteries' walls between heartbeats, when your heart is relaxing and refilling with blood. How often should I have my blood pressure checked? If you don't have high blood pressure, you should have your pressure tested every 2 years after age 20. Your doctor will test it more often if you have or are at risk for high blood pressure. How can I lower my blood pressure? In some cases, making lifestyle changes can lower your blood pressure. Talk to your doctor to find out if you need prescription medication as well. Whether you're trying to prevent or treat high blood pressure, here are 9 habits you should follow. Eat healthy. Fill your plate with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, beans, skinless poultry, and lean meats, and fatty fish like salmon, trout, and herring. Limit saturated and trans fats, salt, and added sugar. It is recommended to limit salt to 2,300 milligrams per day and 1,500 milligrams per day. For those who have high blood pressure or are at risk, African Americans, kidney disease, and those on medication for hypertension. Get active. If you have heart disease or any other health problem, talk with your doctor before you start exercising. If you're new to exercise or haven't exercised in a long time, start slowly, doing just a little bit at a time. Eventually, you want to do aerobic exercise, like running, biking, swimming, or brisk walking, for 30 minutes most days of the week. Watch your weight. If you're overweight, even just a small amount of weight loss, like losing 5% of your body weight, can improve your blood pressure. Manage stress. Stress can raise your blood pressure, so find ways to unwind. Exercising and getting enough sleep can help relieve tension. Or try taking 15 minutes of quiet time every day to relax. Leaning on friends and family for support and doing things you enjoy can also help you cope. Avoid tobacco smoke. If you smoke, quit. If you don't, secondhand smoke can still damage your heart, so avoid it as much as possible. Follow directions for prescription medications. If your systolic pressure is 140 or higher, or your diastolic pressure is 90 or higher, your doctor may prescribe medication. If so, make sure you take it exactly as directed. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Tips for weight loss that actually work. Over the years, you've probably heard your fair share of wacky weight loss advice. Whether it's to drink celery juice every day or replace your meals with weight loss cookies. Often those tips are promoted by people without any health expertise, so if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But just as there's a ton of misguided weight loss advice out there to be avoided, there are also a lot of legitimate, research-backed, and expert-approved suggestions for people who are in the right mental health space and have weight loss as a personal goal. Here are some more expert-approved and science-backed tips that can help you achieve and maintain a healthy weight. 1. Eat slowly. I have my clients learn how to choose foods they like, really taste each morsel going into their mouths, and chew deliberately. I advise them to chew slowly, swallow only when the food is all chewed up, and repeat. It takes time to know we're full. Eating slowly not only allows us to enjoy our food more but gives us better cues of satiety. 2. Enjoy the food you eat. So often we're told what to eat, and then when we don't like that specific food, we're less apt to create long-term healthy habits. Try new fruits and vegetables. Find out how to prepare new dishes that provide variety and flavor. Add herbs and spices to elevate flavor. Or if you prefer, savor the sweetness of fruit and the depth of raw and steamed vegetables. There's no reason that your relationship with food can't be pleasurable. 3. Keep a daily gratitude journal. Our eating habits are sometimes connected to our emotions, whether we realize it or not. When we're stressed, we may use food to help cope with the stress. I work with clients on keeping a daily journal of things they're grateful for, or even just a journal to write in when stressed, so that they're better prepared to cope with the stress by acknowledging it and utilizing other tools, rather than reaching for food as a coping mechanism. 4. Batch cook and prep. Every Sunday I batch cook enough chicken for the week. I cut off the fat, bake it with seasoning, measure 3.5 ounces, and put that much into a container with some mustard and frozen veggies, so I can grab one a day to bring to work. I also take the time to divvy up in individual containers 1/4 cup of rolled oats, 1 tablespoon each of natural peanut butter, and ground flax, and a pinch each of protein powder and cinnamon to sweeten. So when I'm a zombie in the morning, all I need to do is add water and microwave. 5. Don't forget the weights. Make sure you are lifting weights 2 or 3 times a week. Using moderate to heavy weights, 3 or 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps with weights that challenge you, helps increase your muscle mass. When you have more muscle on your body, the food you eat is more likely to be utilized as fuel, rather than be stored as fat. 6. Get enough Z's. A lack of sleep increases your hunger hormone, ghrelin, and decreases your satisfaction hormone, leptin, which can contribute to weight gain. When we are sleep deprived, we crave more salty and sweet foods. Why? Because anytime you feel more intense hunger, your cravings for higher energy, aka higher calorie foods, intensify. We also know that the way we think and process our emotions is affected by inadequate sleep. So it's easy to connect this with an impaired ability to make reasonable choices in many areas of life, including with food. 7. Don't skip meals. Remember, our body's ultimate goal is to stay alive. As soon as we are being kept from calories, which are literally the life energy for our bodies, it will do things to survive. Our body knows what foods are higher in energy density, and we will crave those more. Honor your hunger and don't allow your body to think it's being starved. This goes against many of the dieting tactics, but those tactics truly don't work well for people in the long term. I generally recommend eating every 4 hours. 8. Stay hydrated. Research has found that people who drank 2 glasses of water before a meal lost more weight than people who didn't drink water before meals, and they kept it off. This simple tip works in 2 ways. Thirst can mask itself as hunger, causing you to eat more. And water makes you feel fuller, causing you to eat less during a meal. 9. Cut calories, not flavor. By choosing options such as sharp cheddar over mild cheddar, you can use less. But you'll still get a lot of flavor without feeling like you're on a diet. 10. Reorganize your plate. Make half your plate vegetables, a quarter of your plate whole grains, and a quarter of your plate lean protein. When you switch the portions of grains and vegetables on your plate, you'll see a difference. The only caveat: potatoes, corn, and peas are starchy vegetables, so they go in the grains category. 11. Start where you are and do what you can. Don't feel like you need to overhaul your entire life starting immediately. Assess where you are currently and then figure out where you'd like to be in the future. A great starting point for mostly sedentary people is to get a step counter and see how much you walk on a normal day. Then set a step goal slightly higher than the norm and strive for that, working your way up slowly to a goal of 10,000 steps per day. 12. Think big, not small. Focus on the weight loss, big rocks. There are a few areas that will give you the most bang for your buck when you're trying to lose weight. Prioritizing those and letting go of all the minutiae that contribute to overwhelm will make reaching your goals feel easier and more sustainable. On the nutrition front, pay attention to calories, protein, and fiber. For exercise, prioritize strength training, daily steps, and recovery. 13. Look beyond the scale. While the scale isn't useless, it also isn't the only thing that matters. To help you gauge progress that might not be reflected on the scale, take regular photos and measurements, in addition to keeping a running list of non-scale victories. This will help keep the scale in perspective and show you all the positive changes you're making to your health and overall lifestyle. 14. Give your breakfast a protein boost. Aim for 15 to 25 grams of protein at breakfast. Protein is digested slowly and suppresses hunger hormones, helping keep you full. Additionally, a high-protein breakfast helps curb cravings later in the day. Pair protein foods with fiber and healthy fats, like 2 eggs with whole wheat toast and avocado or high protein. Frozen waffles with nuts, berries, and a little maple syrup. 15. In fact, consume protein at every meal. Eating protein-rich foods at every meal, especially breakfast, can help shave extra pounds. Protein slows down the digestive process and positively impacts your hunger hormones. Protein can also do better at staving off hunger than carbohydrates. Protein-rich foods include quinoa, edamame, beans, seeds, nuts, eggs, yogurt, cheese, tofu, lentil pasta, poultry, fish, and meat. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.